This was Luka Doncic watching the tribute video right before the announcement, before the game started tonight. And as you can see, he was extremely emotional, looking back at the highlights, at the moments that he had with fans, with people in the community, becoming part of the fabric of the community here in Dallas. And it hit hard, as you can see there, for not only Luka, but so many people in this building here. It unearthed a lot of emotions we've been tamping down now, right? Trying to deal with for a couple of months. And as hard as it was to see him in the Laker jersey and see him help them win a game against the Dallas Mavericks, it also felt great to thank him and remember all of the good times that we had here with Luka as well. It's not easy to reconcile all these emotions and thoughts, Devin.
No, and it's, when you talk about the roller coaster of emotions, this is sort of like the end of it, right? The closure for him. And, I think that's where kind of the emotion kind of comes from. Now, you ask how long does it take to go through something like this? He won't really feel normal probably until next season when he goes through a normal training camp and there's some normalcy in his life. But he's continuing to work through it, still probably living at the hotel, but having to come back here and do this final kind of walkthrough at the end of his chapter before he officially moves on to the next chapters is kind of where I think his head's at. And obviously basketball isn't affected because he still can play at a high level. But yeah, this was his home for 6 years. And when you come in from an 18-year-old kid to a global superstar and growing up right before our eyes, it's emotional for everybody, and you accept that, and then but at some point though everybody's got to kind of move on, and I think this is just kind of like the final end of the chapter before he starts his new one.
Yeah, sports cry is a good thing every
That's
once
true.
in a while. There's enough craziness in this world that sports brings people together. We ask for people's emotions, and I think that in a situation like this, we all could at once embrace Luka as one of our own, that took the torch from Dirk and said, I embrace this city, coming from Spain, coming from Slovenia, and laying it all out there with his flair, his smile, his personality, his joy, and sometimes his anger at refs and other players and opposing fans. And I teared up when I saw that, because what he did was he made me bond with my brother better and bond with my uncle better when you have those moments. That's what sports does. It brings you together when sometimes you don't have anything to talk about with loved ones and family members and friends. And so that's what's cool about something like this, is we can take everything and all the mishigas that's been out there and channel it into just showering him with praise tonight, and I'm glad that the Mavs fans were able to do that.
I knew when we heard Dirk would be in the building, you might be ready for a good sports cry.
Oh, here you go, Dana. I love it.
I wasn't crying.
I love it, Dana. I love it. Oh, I love it.
We have to laugh, or we would
do.
cry all night long, wouldn't we? Well, of course, with the Luka trade, then the Kyrie Irving injury, then the Dante Exum injury. Jaden Hardy's out. Brandon Williams not available to come back just yet. There has been a real lack of point guard play, and unfortunately, the Mavericks have been feeling it and even decided to lean into the, shall we call it, the point knife. The quarterback here was Najee Marshall, and he gets our key performer of the game, Devin.
Yeah, I think we're going to see this a lot more often. It allows him to play a lot bigger. You put the ball in his hands. He can make plays. Obviously, we know he can get downhill. We've seen him make his first three in 2 weeks. And I feel like going into the play-in, throwing a lineup out there like this is difficult to guard, one, but defensively it's something that you can switch, keep everybody on the perimeter. And I won't be surprised if we see all three bigs on the court at one time. J-Kidd has kind of hinted at that. We haven't yet to see that yet, but obviously in that lineup, Najee is the point guard. So we're starting to see how that transgression is moving forward and what we might see moving forward going on for this team.
Yeah, length is your asset, so lean into